Hi everyone, my name is Bhumika HS and welcome all to my YouTube channel, The Space Alchemist. I'm basically an architect, interior designer and a Vastu coach and consultant. And during my study of Vastu, I was able to learn an allied field of it, which is astrology. So in today's session, I'll try to break down a small simple topic that we cover in astrology known as the Mercury Mahadasha. The reason why I want to take this up is I do know that a lot of people are enthusiastic in astrology but don't really know the basic fundamentals of the Mahadasha. So I'll just try to break down a couple of things that I was able to learn from this. But please do note, I do not take up consultations for astrology. These are just knowledge that I'm sharing with you all. You can use it as a base to take up and learn more into astrology from other people who are more well versed in the topic and field. So yeah, this is just for like you can take it as an entertainment purpose to get the base understanding of it. So that is one of the reasons why I'll be covering today. Now coming and talking about the Mercury Mahadasha. Mercury Mahadasha basically is a Mahadasha that spans for nearly 17 years. This is also one of the planets or the Mahadashas of planets that lasts pretty long. Um, when I talk about Mercury Mahadasha, I would say it's an okay dasha. It's no Mahadasha, it's an okay one. It can be good, it can be bad based on your birth chart. You can look into the goods and the bad of it. But I wouldn't say it's something that you really have to worry about like all the other Mahadashas that is there. That is, Mars, Mercury. So when I talk about in general, I would say Mars and Mercury are two things that I would say neutral Mahadashas. Your extreme worst planets would be your Shani, Ketu, and Rahu, and your good ones can be your Jupiter, Sun, Venus, and Moon Mahadasha. Moon, even you can draw it into your neutral one only, it's not too extremes as long as it's there. But yeah, this is something that you'll be able to see. So, coming back into basically looking into my Mercury Mahadasha, Mercury is a planet that deals with communication, that deals with business, that deals with writing skills, that deals with sales, that deals with fluidity, that deals with networking in terms of business. All of these are some things that are related to Mercury. Travel can be related to Mercury. Um, Apart from that, any business acumen that you're able to develop, everything comes into this. Especially if you're doing something in sales, if you're into teaching, all of these can be governed by Mercury as well. Communication is one of the major aspects along with Mars that Mercury deals with. So people in Mercury Mahadasha, if well placed, if well placed, can give you very good results in the period of 17 years. What I would suggest is when we're looking into the Mahadasha, generally when I split the Mahadasha, even the 17 years, I split it into three phases. So you have your initial phase, you have your peak phase, and you have your setting phase. Your initial phase is just getting started into the experience of all the traits of Mercury. The peak is when you actually hit the intensity of it, be it good or bad. And the setting phase is when you reflect and you start working towards a betterment from whatever you have learned from. The only drawback that I would say is if you're having a Mercury Mahadasha and if you're having a Sade Sati, or if you're having a Saturn aspecting it, or if the placement of it in the birth chart is not good, it can be very very negative because it can counteract. So probably your intelligence might come down, your grasping power might be bad, you might have a lot of confusion in life, your decision making skills might be bad, your intellectual skills might be affected, your memory might be affected, you might have very less travel or very negative experiences while traveling, you might have horrible experiences while traveling. Apart from that, communication might not be the best, meaning you might be able to be good in how you speak and all, but what you're communicated might not be able to be understood by the opposite party. So these are some things that we there. Misunderstanding of communication aspects can be looked into. Writing might be hampered, so writing skills or handwriting in general might be affected. If you're looking into a business and if you're morely into sales might not work that well. So if you're running a business where you're selling stuff, it might not affect you or benefit you in a in a profitable way. So these are the things that what Mercury deals with. The thing with Mercury is, like I said, it's a neutral planet for me. It's not too bad to good. It's a neutral one on a general note. All you have to do is Mercury has to be, if you really want to neutralize Mercury without any negative effects, I would say think before you speak, ask multiple people before you take a decision, because sometimes Mercury can hamper the decision making skills or your intellect capacity that you have. One other thing is, in when you come to Mercury, or if there's any child that is going through Mercury Mahadasha, their education might be hampered, or the way they approach education might be hampered. As far as what I've seen, the child might have issues like dyslexia, or reading for them becomes an issue, or even if they read, their understanding capability is less. They might be subjected to other issues like autism and all that, especially if they're having a negative influence of Mercury. Like I said, proper care, attention and awareness of it has to be looked into. You can go about reaching out to a medical person, because I think they're the best ones to give you the advice to what has to be done and how it has to be gone to. And you can try to rectify it, because there's multiple evidences where medical help has supported people, especially children, when they go through this phase and they have issues like dyslexia and all. To work it out, there are multiple ways of approaching it. But yeah, this is something that you can look into. When we talk about Mercury Mahadasha, there might be chances of affecting of health issues related to the planet Mercury. So something related with the voice or the throat or anything of that sort might be affected. Sometimes I would suggest, it's not always. Um, Apart from that, anything related to fluidity might become an issue for you. Over indulgence of fluids or something like that, there might be issues regarding that. But Mercury generally, all in all, is pretty okay. I wouldn't suggest any astrological remedies for this. There are astrological remedies that people suggest, but I wouldn't suggest any, because it's not an intense one, it's an okay one. And whatever you want to do it with spirituality or do it with common sense. That's pretty much what I would suggest for Mercury. Only if it's too intense and you're going through your Sade Sati and all, I think you will have to do a combination of remedies involving both Shani and Mercury. So you can reach out to your personalized astrologer for that. But this is pretty much about Mercury Mahadasha as well.